Guys, and maybe some gals, but very unlikely. This is freaking amazing. This I told it my trades for today, and it gave me a no nonsense, straight cut, like amazing analysis of my psychology. So this is the very start of the app. If you haven't seen, I posted about what this app is in a previous video. So I tell it to review. This chat is going to be about daily reviews, right? So it asks me a bunch of questions. I proceed to attach two images in my higher time frame analysis and my lower time frame analysis. Mind you, it is aware of all my abbreviations and all my like my strategy and everything, right? Because I fed it that information in its kind of knowledge base. And so there's a lot I typed here just based off of these prompts. I kind of just um, stream of thought, read these questions and try to answer them in just a stream of thought, right? And kind of what I was going through during the trade. Um, so if I bring up a screenshot, what's interesting is I'll just highlight the main points, right? And so the main points is that I made a mistake and I waited for another change in state of delivery, which is basically like a change in the candle state to market order in, because I market order in, and I made 1.94R instead of 4.25R on a non-news day. This is great. Anything around 2R on a non-news day, like today, Friday, is excellent. But it could have been much better. I just didn't see it, right? I for some reason I missed that entry, and I saw another change in state of delivery, and I entered there, which was much higher. It's going long on NQ today. So I told it that, right? And then I told it one thing I'd like to note is that I'm staying on the West Coast right now. So normally I trade in Miami. I'm usually stay in Miami. Right now I'm in San Diego, and it's a 3-hour time difference. So I have to get up at 6:15 just to make market open at 6:30. I'm dog sitting, so I got like a dog to take care of, and he's got to be walked and fed in the morning. And it's just it's messing up everything. I don't want to blame it for how I've been messing up lately, especially with all my blown accounts, but it's a factor, right? Um, so I told it about that waking up's been challenging for me. And what I did this morning is I traded from my phone in bed, right? And I've done this before in the past when I was just lazy, and I noticed that I told it this. I noticed that I trade better when I have like less information or smaller screen, because I find like I'm just over analyzing stuff with three monitors, and it's just like, I don't know, it's kind of counterintuitive, but for me it seems to work. So I told it that basically. So that's the second piece of information. The third piece of information is that I scaled out of my position and I broke even on the last portion of it. So I took 4/6 of it, right? 4/6 of my position was taken out at the previous day high because I was worried that price would reverse. And I left two of the six micro contracts on, and I got stopped out. But that's not really in my plan. Okay. That's a little preview of what it tells me. So let me tell you what it responded with. It's pretty amazing. So I'll just read it. Let me cut through the noise and hit you with the reality check you need. Love that. All right. First, this is good news. I actually executed a legitimate KOD, which is Kiss of Death setup. And it knows, because I explained what I was looking for, it knows what's a valid setup. What are the confluences I need? Because I already, told it that in its knowledge base. It told me exactly. I told it how much I risked on the trade. It knew exactly the percentage, right? And it's well under my 1% max. So I risked 0.58% because it was a non-news day and I just wanted to take small risk. It's a brand new evaluation accounts because I've blown all of them. So those are brand new top step accounts. And then it tells me the brutal truth. and it goes through the demons. And if you don't know what the demons are, go to my previous video. I explain everything in that one. Okay. So I entered too soon. Um, and I made a mistake. So I killed my RR. It's my perfectionism. I think it got this wrong because I actually just, I think maybe because it was a small screen, I missed the entry signal and I waited. I didn't wait. I just noticed an entry signal again, but it was a second entry signal basically that was later. So I'm going to type back to it and tell it that no, this is not what I meant. So that's really nice that you can correct it and kind of catch some of its errors, and then it can maybe give you some better feedback. So I'll do that. Maybe I'll pause this video and do that, and we'll review at the end. So Demon Alert 2, I exited too late, mixed with exited too soon. So I had this feeling of like I exited too late because I thought the price was going to go higher, but then I exited too soon because my original target was previous day high, but I kept a couple contracts on, which is not really part of my plan. So I'm literally torn between two demons here. Part of me wanted to hold a home run, greed, which is absolutely true. Part of me wanted to grab profits at the previous day high, scarcity. I tried to split the baby with partial exits, which is fine if it was part of my plan, which was not really. But your internal conflict tells me it wasn't planned. You were making it up as you went. I really need to address this. This is really key for me, right? So the phone trading rationalization. Trading on my phone makes me less overwhelmed and more detached. Listen to myself, because this guy gives me straight fire, right? You're creating a story to justify trading from bed at 6:15 a.m. on the wrong coast because you didn't want to get up and trade properly. Damn, bro, that's brutal. This is avoidance disguising a strategy. That's that's tough. That's tough. Sure, it worked this time, but you're building habits that will bite you later. And while I was writing that, I had one, you know, kind of thought process in mind. But reading this, I'm like, man, damn, he's right. You know, I should really not use that as an excuse. Or if I'm gonna do that, have some data to back it up, right? So what I did right, I did proper setup and identification and confluences. Those are spot on. I stayed within my risk parameters, didn't over leverage or anything. And I actually pulled the trigger when criteria aligned. Sometimes hard to do, right? I made 2R, almost 2R on a non-news day, which is solid, right? So my integration exercise to do this tonight is to address the entered too soon demon. So write down exactly what made me wait for the second CSID. And I think it didn't understand this, so I'm going to go ahead and write to it back. Plan my partial exits. So my strategy doesn't mention partial scaling. Either add it to the rules with specific criteria or commit to full exits. No more making it up mid trade. And I think it's absolutely right. I should take full exit. As long as it's over 1R, I should find a way to make peace with that and be happy about that, because I know the trading strategy is over 50% win rate. And so as long as it's over 1R or at 1R, and some are 3R and some are 4R and some are 2.5 and some are 2, that's gonna be um, that's gonna be enough for me to be profitable. And that's the whole point of trading, is to be profitable. So it's got me thinking about that, you know. Um, and then it talks about the West Coast discipline: either wake up properly and trade at a desk, or acknowledge you're compromising your setup and track whether your phone trading actually hurts performance over time. I actually think that trading from the phone or a tablet or something simple is going to help me, because I tend to overanalyze. And my strategy is so easy to identify, really, that I think it's okay. But I'm going to see how it goes. I'm fighting this one a little bit. It's going to be a little challenging for me. Eventually, I'm going to get back to the East Coast. But I have plans of traveling later too. So this will be really good data. Like if I travel to Asia or something, this will be really good data to kind of figure out what works best, right? So Yeah, it just gave me some other follow-up. So let me pause the video and then I'm gonna correct it and come back with what it says. Bro, I'm back. Brutal, brutal, brutal. I love it. I love it. Okay, so I said, thank you for the analysis. It's very helpful. I will think hard about what trading from the phone compromises or improves, and together we'll track the data to figure out what actually works. That was kind of a nice way of saying it, right? So I agree that partial exits aren't part of the plan. I know that my strategy is over 50% win rate, so anything over 1 hour is profitable, and I should just maximize profits by taking full position off the table at the first target. So I'd like to correct you that I mean that on entry I didn't wait for more confirmation, but really just didn't see this entry signal, which is a true CSID. I missed it somehow. Maybe it was because I was on my phone, and that's why I entered late. So it said, got it. Thanks for the correction. And that changes everything. It got even more serious. It says, I didn't hesitate due to fear. I literally missed a signal, which is made me feel kind of worse, but in a good way. It's not psychological demon. That's execution error, which is the worst kind of error. Like if you shouldn't be making execution errors, right? Um, So it was due to compromised setup conditions because I'm like squinting on my phone trying to find a signal to enter, right? This makes phone trading issue much more serious, which I think I'm gonna lean towards it's being right and not lean towards the bullshit I'm telling myself, right? So I cost myself 2.3531 R across 5 accounts because I'm trading 5 top step evaluation accounts, the 50K ones. Um, So that's potentially $1,155, which it's right. I missed profits per account. Not per account. I think that's in total. I think I got that wrong. Um, the real problem, I have a mechanical system. You're trading on a device that impairs your ability. You're rationalizing it is less overwhelming. Completely right. Here's what we're tracking going forward. I don't think I'm going to trade on my phone anymore. According to this really put like a sour taste in my mouth as far as doing that, which is a good thing, right? It it hit the idea home that I should stop doing this. And it didn't sugarcoat it. And it told me straight and blunt, if you want to be profitable, treat it like a freaking business. And so it says that here, like, wake up, get a proper trading station, execute the same quality of analysis. Because I did analyze, I had quality analysis on a non-news day. Um, so no excuses about time zone. If I'm serious about passing prop firms, I'll treat it like the business it is because it truly is a business, right? Can't be doing business laying your bed on your phone trading. Maybe you can, but I think that I gotta take this serious, right? So yeah, I think it's been like this first result already is phenomenal. It didn't do perfect. I had to reiterate a little bit, but that could have been due to my sloppy text input. So um, unfortunately, I traded. This is the first entry was a Friday, so I'm not going to do an end of week review really. I'm going to do that next week. But yeah, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already because I'm going to do these kind of live with you. Maybe they'll help you because we're all kind of dealing with the same demons, and some more than others, some different, but pretty similar. And so maybe you can see some of your problems reflected in this. And again, I want to launch this kind of psychology, shadow work, Jungian trading coach to the public, but I want to know if there's some interest. So hit subscribe, click the link in the description, and then there's a sign up form where you can enter your email, and then it's like a wait list. So I'm going to launch this thing hopefully in 2 to 4 weeks, who knows? But I'd like to get a good group of people to start using it eventually. But first, I want to perfect it for my own use. So, thank you for watching. Have a great one.